I grew up in Pakistan, and since my dad was in the military, we were constantly moving. Perhaps that's why I love traveling so much. I was 11 when I moved to Utah, and the beautiful landscape of the state only made me want to explore further. Since then, it has been my mission to not only learn from my travels and first hand experiences, but also through cultural immersion. After all, we can remember and learn more from our crazy experiences than textbooks at times. Traveling allows me to tap into my adventurous side and witness natural phenomena that I have yet to see in person. This picture was taken at Glacier Point, Alaska, a place that can only be visited through a ship. While marveling and basking in the natural beauty, I saw an iceberg breaking and falling into the water. While I have seen YouTube videos of such an occurrence, nothing can quite prepare you for their actual sound and sight. When I'm longing for something exciting or looking for a new adventure, traveling is the ideal way to achieve this. I've read, seen, and imagined Mount Doom countless times while reading Lord of the Rings, but it was surreal to actually be in that location. Also, while there, a storm rolled in, making the terrain very slippery. It would not have been an issue had I not been walking on a very narrow trail that had a 20-foot drop next to me. Traveling has also acted as a short crash course in learning more about other cultures. In Turkey, one thing I learned was about whirling dervishes and the practice of whirling as a form of remembrance of God. Watching them was nothing short of hypnotic and reminds you that everyone has their own way to connect with God. It also amazed me that their worship transcended physical limitation, for example, lack of dizziness. Of all the places I visited, Salzburg was the most memorable as it made me more aware of worldly biases. In Austria, for the first time, I was warned I wouldn't feel welcome, but my experience was quite the opposite. Everyone I met was very sweet, genuine, and accommodating. This experience allowed me to break down misconceptions even other people had. As Mark Twain once said, travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness. Now, this picture was taken at Dachau, the first concentration camp in Germany. These are some of the pictures and IDs that were taken from the prisoners when they entered the camp. Learning about this in books and documentary was one thing. However, visiting the actual camp was not only emotional, but also showed a glimpse into the dark side of humanity. The Temple of Zeus was built in the 6th century. Now, with such ancient history surrounding a small place, I realized how fleeting life really is. Again, through traveling, I have been able to get a deeper appreciation of not only faith and spirituality, but life itself. Gustav Flaubert said it best, travel makes one modest. You see what a tiny place you occupy in the world. When I was little, I wanted to become a foreign correspondent and report from war-torn regions to show the world that violence can't and shouldn't be an option. Although I've been unable to do that, I have found a more mellow way to inspire people to appreciate the world we live in through traveling. Traveling allows us to see the beauty that exists in a variety of culture and the human universals that make all people more similar than different. I contribute a lot of my personal growth to traveling. From researching a historical site I'm visiting or witnessing a natural phenomena, I see traveling as less stressful way to learn about geography or even history since there aren't any assignments involved. That growth has also brought me to a career I see a lot of potential in. Through my experience, I hope to become a role model for a young professional. My plan is to continue the exploration and inspire others to do so as well because traveling teaches you vital life skills that can be used in all aspects of life.